No, because the Gilgo Beach killer didn't choose his victims randomly. He had an actual selection algorithm running in his brain. Neuroscientists just mapped how it works, and it's low-key terrifying because the profile is more common than anyone wants to admit. Rex Heuermann, architect, family man, completely invisible for over a decade while 11 bodies were found in the sand on Long Island. The guy was hiding in plain sight, and the reason why is all in the neuroscience. Here's the thing about predatory selection: it's not random, it's not impulsive, and it is absolutely not a movie villain thing. It is a cognitive process, a repeating mental loop that researchers can now literally trace in brain scan data. Forensic psychologists call it the least resistance pathway. The predatory brain is constantly running a background check on every person it encounters: threat level, isolation level, social invisibility level. It's giving threat detection software, except inverted. Gilgo Beach victims were predominantly women who advertised escort services online, and that is not a moral judgment. That is a forensic data point. They operated in spaces where reporting a threat to police felt dangerous or impossible. That invisibility was the variable the algorithm was selecting for. Neuroscientists studying predatory aggression found that the prefrontal cortex, the part that handles empathy and consequence, shows dramatically reduced activation in these individuals during target selection. They're not feeling what they're doing. The empathy circuit is just offline. But that's not even the strangest part. The selection process isn't just about who's vulnerable, it's about who won't be missed fast enough. Researchers call this social tether assessment. The killer is unconsciously calculating how long before an alarm gets raised. Heuermann allegedly used burner phones and his wife's absence from home to time his crimes. That level of logistical pre-planning lights up the same brain regions associated with reward-seeking behavior. The dopamine loop. He was getting a neurochemical reward just from the planning phase. Criminologist Dr. Enzo Yaxic's research on serial offenders shows they demonstrate something called iterative refinement. Each crime teaches the brain what worked, what didn't, and the pattern gets tighter and more efficient over time. It is genuinely an algorithm. It updates itself. The way that this case broke open is also neuroscience. Investigators used geographic profiling, which maps the cognitive comfort zone of an offender. Serial killers almost never operate far outside their anchor point. Home, work, a route they know. Their brain needs familiarity to feel safe enough to act. Heuermann's office was literally less than a mile from where he allegedly solicited victims in Midtown Manhattan. His comfort zone was a tight radius. The algorithm needed familiar terrain. Here's what I think is the most chilling part. Studies show the predatory selection algorithm is not unique to serial killers. The same cognitive shortcuts, threat minimization, isolation scanning, social tether calculation, exist on a spectrum in human psychology. Most people never act on them, but the hardware is there. What neuroscience actually gives us is a counter-algorithm. Understanding the selection criteria means we can disrupt it. Social visibility, strong community networks, and faster missing persons response all statistically reduce victimization rates. Knowledge of the pattern is literally the defense against it. The Gilgo Beach case cracked open not because of luck, but because the algorithm eventually left too many data points and technology finally caught up. DNA, cell tower data, digital footprints. The predator's brain optimizes for human invisibility, not digital invisibility. That was its flaw. If this breakdown of how predatory cognition actually works changed the way you see true crime, subscribe because we go deeper than the headlines every single time. And tell me in the comments, do you think neuroscience should be used more in criminal profiling, or does it risk letting killers use it as an excuse?